Hi ladies, it's Angela here. Are you as a female over 40 feeling more anxious, more moody, more edgy, just not like yourself, compared especially to what you used to feel like, more stable, more balanced in your 20s and early to mid 30s? If so, you're not alone. This is super common for females as they move towards the perimenopause menopause shift. And there's several reasons for this. A very common one is that our hormone levels are shifting and changing. So what happens with females, especially as they get into their 40s, is the female sex hormones are lowering, but they're lowering at an uneven rate. And so what happens with this is if this is estrogen and this is progesterone. Progesterone is lowering more quickly than estrogen, and estrogen is actually spiking in peaks and valleys as it lowers. So these imbalances are naturally occurring in the hormones as we move towards the perimenopause menopause shift. So with these highs and lows and these imbalances between our two main sex hormones, one of the results can be mood shifts. So very commonly, women will feel more anxious at particular points in their cycle. If you're still cycling as a female, if you shifted into menopause, very commonly women have those mood shifts, but they stay very similar. They're either anxious all the time or they're low all the time. They're not shifting as much with their mood swings as you would be maybe in your 40s in that perimenopause shift when you're still having cycles, even if they're not consistent. So we need to be thinking here, what can we do in the face of these hormone shifts if we're feeling anxious, edgy, not like ourselves? It's impacting our everyday life, our quality of life, our relationships, our ability to get things done. What can we do about this? So I want to let you know that in the face of these changing hormones, there's several different things going on underneath the hormones that can contribute to some of these extremes with anxiety and even panic. Very common one that many people overlook and don't address, they just think about hormones, has to do with imbalances in our gut health. So there is a strong connection between anxiety and serotonin production. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that keeps our brain happy and calm. It helps us to sleep well, and it helps us to feel regulated with our mood throughout the day. So serotonin, 90% of it's produced in our gut. 90%. That's a lot. So if we have imbalances in our gut health, specifically our gut microbiome, as we move towards that perimenopause menopause shift with these really fluctuating hormone levels, we have the potential to feel significantly more out of balance with our anxiety in this time of life. So one of the things that we can often do that we just don't know about is we can get a test to look at our gut health, and we can start to understand, is there an imbalance in my gut microbiome? So to produce that serotonin in our gut, we need more good gut bacteria than bad stuff. And if we have the opposite, if we have more bad stuff than good stuff, we're not going to be producing serotonin, because that serotonin production comes from having that opposite, enough good stuff relative to the bad stuff. So how can this happen? Super common when you're young. If you've had antibiotic use or anywhere along your adult life, it will cause you to not only sweep out the gut bugs, but you'll sweep out a lot of the good stuff as well. So that will start to have a net lowering effect of your good bacteria in your gut. If you're under a lot of stress, if you're busy all the time, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not eating enough fiber feeds those good microbes in the gut. So if you're eating on the go, a lot of packaged processed foods, low in fiber, your gut bacteria, the good stuff, can start to gradually lower over time because it doesn't have the fuel, doesn't have the nutrition. Another thing that can happen as well is sometimes women, especially women that have had babies, if they've had a C-section, they can have things like scar tissue that's actually causing some digestive imbalances. And this can also impact your gut and your gut microbiome over time. Some women also have constipation. They're not moving their bowels often enough. You should be moving your bowels once to twice per day minimum. They should be well formed, easy to pass. Some women aren't moving their bowels daily, and some women aren't even moving them every 2 or 3 days. So what happens here is we will recirculate bad toxins, bad bacteria, and then that's another opportunity for the bad bacteria to start to get higher than the good bacteria. So you can see there's multiple potential different reasons why we could have imbalances in our gut and gut microbiome. And again, back to anxiety, because most of our serotonin is produced in this gut biome, it greatly impacts our ability to manage our mood and balance anxiety, as our female sex hormones are fluctuating all over the place and lowering, because they're also something that helps us regulate anxiety. So there's a strong connection between our hormones and our gut as to how we manage moods, anxiety, panic, especially as females over 40, much more so than females in their 20s and 30s when the hormone levels are a little higher and they're more stable. So how do we get to a solution? Best way is to run lab testing. So I do run comprehensive stool and urine analysis all the time with women to help them understand their unique balance in their gut microbiome, inflammation, potential toxin loads, different bacteria that could be built up, how much good stuff do they have in there, to really help develop a personalized plan to help you rebalance your gut health in the face of lowering hormones. So again, this isn't something that's commonly thought of as the root cause reason for why you could have anxiety. But what I find when I work with women and we start to nourish the gut properly through proper nutrition, and we start to really customize a plan and a strategy based on lab testing to help you balance your gut and gut microbiome, that anxiety starts to get better. And it gets better without tampering with the hormones and the hormone levels and the hormone balance and the amount of hormone that's in there. So super powerful strategy. If you haven't thought of it or looked at it before, please feel free to connect with me, because I am a functional medicine practitioner. I have worked in the field of women's health for many, many years, over 20, and I love to help women start to understand the root causes of where their imbalances are truly coming from so that they can get long-term relief and balance. And if you are just looking to manage symptoms, if you're just adding different supplements to help you manage anxiety, different medications, you're really not getting to the root cause of where that anxiety is truly coming from. So I'd love to help you with that. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime. You can go to my website at www.angelasimpsonfunctionalmedicine.ca, and there is a place there for you to book a complimentary consult where we can talk about your health, talk about your symptoms, and talk about if it may be a good fit for us to work together to help you get on top of not only your anxiety and imbalances you feel with your mood, but your overall health and hormone balance as a female as you move through the perimenopause transition and beyond. Thanks so much for watching, ladies. I hope to see you again soon. If you haven't already, please like me on my socials, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and if you haven't already, please join my Facebook group, Functional Medicine for Hormonal Imbalances, which is a group of over 7,000 women, just like you, that is looking to understand the root causes of where their hormone imbalance symptoms are coming from to get long-term lasting relief. Thank you so much. Bye for now.